All right, y'all, gather round because Monet Exchange from Sibling Rivalry is here with an announcement. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Google Gemini. Now listen, the girls over at Google said, Monet, tell the children, so I'm telling you. U.S. college students get Google Gemini's Pro Plan free for 1 year. Use the best model in the world for multimodal understanding, so whether you're uploading a video to get feedback on your presentation, uploading a photo of your homework to ask for help, or transcribing notes from a lecture you missed, Gemini 3 Pro can help. And baby, if I had this in college, she would have been unstoppable. Picture it. Monet Exchange in the library, uploading a picture of my music theory homework like, Gemini, please help a diva out. Or recording my rehearsal videos for feedback instead of crying in the practice room for 3 hours. This would have been life-changing. Now, back to the goods. Sign up to get more access to Google's most accurate model, Gemini 3 Pro. Unlimited image uploads, pro-level image editing, higher limits in Notebook LM, Gemini in Gmail and Docs, 2 terabytes of storage, and more. You heard me, 2 terabytes. That's enough space to store every vocal warm-up, drag race look, and every photo your aunt sends you of her plants. Visit gemini.google/students to learn more and sign up. Terms apply.
Think your lashes have hit their limit? Discover limitless length and full volume with Maybelline Sky High Mascara. The Flex Tower brush bends to volumize and extend every single lash from root to tip. And the lightweight bamboo-infused formula makes lashes feel weightless. Now in 8 bold shades so you can take your lashes to new heights every day. Visit Maybelline.com to shop Sky High Mascara now.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season. And only for a limited time. Sprite, obey your thirst.
You see? Your stupid minds. Stupid.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Dr. Steve, I hope you're better at prostate screenings than you are at radio screenings, you son of a bitch.
If you just read the bio for Dr. Steve, host of Weird Medicine on Sirius XM 103 and made popular by 2 really comedy shows, Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez, you would have thought that this guy was a bit of, a clown.
Why can't you give me the respect that I'm entitled to?
I've got diphtheria crushing my esophagus. I've got Ebola vibes dripping from my nose. I've got the leprosy of the heart valve, exacerbating my incredible woes. I want to take my brain out and blast it with the wave, an ultrasonic echographic and a pulsating shave. I want a magic pill for all my ailments, the health equivalent of Citizen Kane. And if I don't get it now in a tablet, I think I'm doomed and I'll have to go insane. I want a requiem for my disease. So I'm paging Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve.
It's Weird Medicine, the first and still only uncensored medical show in the history of broadcast radio, now a podcast. I'm Dr. Steve and my little pal, Dr. Scott, the traditional Chinese medical provider who gives me street cred with wacko alternative medicine assholes. Hello, Dr. Scott.
Hey, Dr. Steve.
And also in the studio, we have, can I use your whole name? I mean, you're a celebrity, right? No?
Absolutely.
Okay, Lexi Arnold, up-and-coming NASCAR star.
Hopefully, we'll get there.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the Han system and some other things about racing, being a woman in racing and all that kind of stuff. So look forward to that. This is a show for people who have never listened to a medical show on the radio or on the internet. If you have a question you're embarrassed to take to your regular medical provider, if you can't find an answer anywhere else, give us a call. 347-766-4323. That's 347. Take it, Lexi.
Oh, boy.
Who head?
Poor Lick.
Funny.
I'm an
funny
asshole.
one, yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at Weird Medicine and Dr. Scott WM. Visit our website at drsteve.com for podcast, medical news, and stuff you can buy. Most importantly, we are not your medical providers. Take everything here with a grain of salt. Don't act on anything you hear on this show without talking it over with your healthcare provider. Don't forget, DABBLEDICE are still available. Whoops.
It's amazing.
Stuff.drsteve.com. It's a fun party game. It's a game of beer, disequilibrium, and livers. So always drink responsibly. It's a beer-themed game, so 21 and over preferably, but they don't check. And check out Dr. Scott's website at simplyherbals.net. That's simplyherbals.net. Still going? Do you have any product?
I don't think we have anything up there right now.
Oh, my God.
We're phasing out.
Why do I? Are you really?
We're phasing out slowly but surely.
Are you going to sell it to somebody?
I don't know yet. But if anybody needs anything, all they've got to do is if they'll just email me, I'll have Rain call them and we'll get them anything they need. We still have some nasal sprays and some fatigue reprieve and stress less.
Oh, my God.
I know, dude. Just getting old. The sign of the times.
What am I going to do?
Well, you call me and I'll whip you up a bitch's brew full of
Shit,
stuff.
I don't want that. You'll have. What did I see? Oh, I watched a show where they had traditional Chinese medicine.
Okay.
And they were using squirrel feces, flying squirrel feces. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't sterile, and they almost killed somebody with it. They gave it to a little kid.
Oh, no.
That was the whole thing, is that they snuck the flying squirrel feces in there. But they were trying to poison the kid.
Oh, no.
It was like an emperor.
So this was not a documentary. This was a
no, it was like
show.
a TV show.
Gotcha. Oh my God.
It was called Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, or something like that. It was a Korean drama, but he had like traditional Chinese medicine. But anyway, it was way back in the past.
Oh no!
This woman it's so stupid. She goes back in the past like Outlander, right? And she has to cook for the emperor of Chosun, which was Korea at the time. And but these people were trying to incriminate him for poisoning his half brother, and the way they did it was by sneaking in squirrel feces.
Oh, yep.
Flying squirrel feces into his medicine, and they could do that because it didn't look like poison. It was a medicine,
mm-hmm.
But he couldn't take it, and it made it almost killed him and all that stuff. So.
Do you remember my flying squirrel feces story?
No.
Yeah. So
By the way, Lexi, Dr. Scott does traditional Chinese medicine, and he uses flying squirrel feces
only when necessary.
Right.
Okay.
Only when.
Anyway,
appropriate.
Now what's the story?
Yes, so real quick. When my last year of training in Houston, we had a day called Herb Monday. We had to see just a couple patients a day, but we had to make the entire formula from scratch.
Right.
Go in our pharmacopoeia.
And you still do that.
And I can do that. I don't do it a lot.
Okay.
But I can. But I went in, and one of the formulas actually had flying squirrel feces in it. The girl had some gastritis and gastroparesis. Mm-hmm. And so I went and I told my supervisor what it was. And I said, but this has whatever Wu-Ling Zha in it. She looked up at me. She goes, yes. I said, I can't put flying squirrel feces into a formula and give it to this lady. She goes, you can and you will. It's in the formula. And I said, well, how the hell do you do that? She looked at me. She goes, oh, you double bag it.
What?
That's what I said. I said, what the hell does that mean? So I had to take that Wu-Ling Zha. It was sterile. It was dry. Mm-hmm. Put it in a tea bag. Put that in another tea bag, and then put those that double tea bag into the normal tea bag with the other herbs, which might have been astragalus or might have been ginseng or whatever.
So it wasn't touching the other stuff?
Right. That made a difference. So I give the lady the
still
directions.
Drinking shit tea, though,
Well,
right?
I gave the lady directions. She came back a week later, and she said, oh, my God. She goes, I swear to you. She goes, my stomach hasn't hurt. Everything's been really good. Bowel movements are normal.
Wow.
She goes, but I got to tell you, that stuff tasted like shit. And that is a true story, folks. And I said, I said, well, honey.
I don't have my laughing.
I said, yeah, where's the laughing at? I said,
here it is.
I said, well, honey, the good news is if you won't have to take that again as long as the stomach continues.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that was the only time I ever had to use it.
Wow, that is very interesting. Please tell me more.
So there you go. So
awesome.
They're putting down my flying squirrel feces. That's terrible.
No. It was just interesting because I knew. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure
hilarious.
People watch that and say, "Well, that can't be right. Yep. They don't really use that stuff."
True story.
Like, oh no.
We use that. We use dried sea, male sea urchin, sperm, and we use dried snake. We use all kind of shit.
Well, I know the sea cucumber. You can kind of. If you irritate it, looks like you're jacking it off. It will shoot out.
Yeah.
ropes of something that's probably therapeutic in some way.
Yeah. We use rut and buck, antlers that had been broken off and found in the forest.
Right.
We thinly shave those things down and then throw in tea bags up.
Really?
Because
they're supposed to have all the testosterone in it.
Well, it's good for the erections.
Yeah.
Yeah. Allegedly.
I'd like to do a double-blind, placebo-controlled study on that one.
I'm sure it's probably been done somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of placebo effect.
Of course. Nothing wrong with that.
No, heck no.
Stop calling it the placebo effect. I even wrote a paper about this and published it. It said we need to change it to the cryptogenic therapeutic effect.
Right.
Then people won't go, oh, no, my thing isn't placebo.
Yep.
When you're
cryptogenic therapeutic.
When you're running your hands over people and not touching them, and you're quote unquote manipulating their bioenergy fields, they people do feel better, but it's because they're getting that attention and you're recognizing them and all that stuff. But those people will get mad if you say, well, it's a placebo. But so don't call it that.
Don't call it that. Cryptogenic effect.
Cryptogenic therapeutic effect.
Gotcha.
Yes, our method operates using the cryptogenic therapeutic effect.
Oh, God, it sounds so
highfalutin. Yeah. Nobody would be...
Nobody second guess that.
No. It'll end up on the euphemism treadmill eventually. Well, just like placebo did.
Yep.
Lexi, you may not be aware of this, but moron used to be a medical term.
Yeah.
Okay.
And idiot was a medical term, but we just call people morons and idiots, and they're pejorative. So people take these terms, turn them into pejoratives, and then we have to come up with something else.
Yeah.
Right? It's called the euphemism treadmill. And placebo's had kind of that same thing. Placebo has now become a negative term for a lot of people.
It's like they think we're trying to pull something over them if there's a placebo.
Right, or that we're criticizing the therapy that they're doing, like a naturopath or someone doing therapeutic touch or whatever, that somehow we're criticizing them. No, it still works. The placebo effect is so powerful that we have to subtract it from every trial that we ever do, or we don't believe it. That's why we have double-blind placebo-controlled trials, because the placebo effect is so strong.
It's crazy.
But anyway. All right. Don't forget to check out roadie.drsteve.com if you, 'tis the season for gift giving, and the Roadie 4 is now out. And it is the robotic stringed instrument tuner. And Dr. Scott and I use it. He uses mine. Matter of fact, Dr. Scott, this is close to our Christmas thing. If you want to open... Yeah, you have a little gift there.
I do, thank you. I'm so excited.
Yeah, if you'd like to open that.
As long as it's not my pink slip, I'll be happy to open it.
Oh, pink slip. Like you're getting paid anything. Hold it up to the camera there.
Oh, I'm liking where this is going. Well,
you've been envious of mine. So you have the very first Roadie 4 off the assembly line.
The very first is one of one.
That's number one of one. Number one of many.
Number one of many, yes.
So anyway.
Thank you, Dr. Steve.
You're welcome, man.
I'm excited.
And I didn't get it free either, so I wouldn't re-gift something somebody gave me.
They didn't send you some debate?
No, they did not.
They gave you 7 of them. It's like,
no. I get a discount because I get paid for the 4% for every one that we sell, but so I got a 4% discount. But you got the Roadie 4, so I want to see how it works.
Super. Yeah,
so
I'll check it out.
You got to pair it with your phone and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's got Bluetooth and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's cool as shit.
Oh, that's neat, man. Thank you.
I did buy one for myself.
Good.
So.
I left your Christmas gift at home.
Oh, to hell with it. You come in here and do this for free.
Yes.
And now that Simply Herbal's in there, you're not even getting the plugs.
Nope.
So anyway,
I'll take a Roadie.
All right, there you go. That's your wages for the year.
Awesome.
Don't forget patreon.com/weirdmedicine. I'm putting stuff up on Patreon. There are things on there that no one else has seen. Not too many, but there's going to be more. And news for everybody. I have signed the lease for a studio that's outside of this it's the new Weird Medicine studio. And we're going to have our own space so I can clean everything up and get all this shit out of here because I got a TV studio, a television editing station, ham radio, music studio, and then this voice studio all crammed into one place. So I'm going to take the video production out of here and put it in my new studio.
Cool.
And then we'll still do the radio show from here.
Cool.
Or the podcast now.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
And we've got some other things that might be happening in the future, but I can't say anything about those. But stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually, I've been kind of taking a break. We're getting back into it.
Are we gonna be part of Lexi's medical team as well? All I care about.
That would be awesome.
Lord.
Okay.
We could be her medical team.
Well,
That's right.
We could have you at the track.
Good segue, Dr. Scott. Yeah, you need an acupuncturist down there at the track.
Oh hell yeah, there I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm serious.
I was kidding, but actually, after I said it, I could see some things that he could do just going from pit to pit to pit. So I came down to the track, and Lexi started, last year, right?
Yes, last year was my first year in late model. I got my first car in 2019, but didn't race until 2025.
So what'd you do, just driving around?
No, quite literally, yeah.
Going around the backyard.
No. Well, actually, we're looking at our shop. We're trying to put a little track around there. But where it's Super Cup, it's 750 horsepower, which isn't legal, and they're not hosting that at the speedway we use, which is Kingsport, for our home track. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it 750 too big?
No, for what they run late models, which is about 450,
Gotcha.
475. So there's a huge
That's
difference.
a big difference, yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, you're the only woman that's running over there, right?
I am in my class, yes.
So how is that? I mean, before we get on to everything, how is that? I'm sure you get a lot of unwanted attention and maybe some wanted and maybe even some undeserved attention because of it.
That is true, everything you said. I absolutely love it. The guys at the track, very, very redneck. Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's no drama.
We're country.
No, it is awesome. The only drama that goes down there is if you hit someone, you're going to see them. You have to apologize maybe, but they'll get you right back. So I love it. It's a supporting community, and it's so fun.
So, yeah, I mean, I have to ask how you got into this because I've known you since you were a little kid.
Yes, we have gone on so many family trips together.
Yes, and this took me by surprise.
Me too, honestly. So you know I've done cheer my whole life.
Right.
I've been a cheerleader. I actually cheered in college. I went to Milligan, and then I switched to ETSU. And that is where I picked up late model racing. So last year was my first little year. Me and Dad went to a race. I saw it. Absolutely loved it. Got in the car. First day I got in the car, it felt like I was either high or drunk, or the adrenaline I felt I had never felt before.
Wow.
And it was absolutely insane.
Wow.
And it's like that every time I get in the car.
Question.
Yes, yeah.
The first time you got in the car, were you a passenger or were you driving?
I was driving. There's only one seat in those cars.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe they had so I did the Richard Petty driving experience.
We did that
in
too.
Bristol. Oh my God, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So how old were you when you did yours?
Richard Petty.
Yeah.
We went to the one in Florida. I was about 8 years old.
Okay, so
that one I did ride in.
So you did ride in. Yeah. So what this is actually Richard Petty driving experience. You can go to the NASCAR track, and they will set up a car like a NASCAR kind of specs, and you can drive it, and they let you follow around a professional driver, and they'll kind of talk to the person, say, hey, this person is doing okay or not, and depending on how well you're driving.
People do stupid shit though. Do they go?
Well,
I'm gonna beat this in a beat.
Oh no. The last thing that the damn guy said to me when he slapped me on top of the roof and said, "Go," he goes, "Don't drop the clutch because if you bust it, you break it." I'm like, how much is it? Like $5,000 or whatever. I said, oh, don't worry, I won't drop the clutch.
What the hell does drop the clutch mean?
Well, let her do it. Yeah, she's a pro. Let her do it.
When you're switching gears and you're taking off in first gear, you got to let off the clutch completely to put in the first. And I didn't get this until maybe 5 or 6 races ago. I was still brand new. I learned to shift on the way to the track in the car.
Oh,
so
funny.
it was an experience for me. But when you drop the clutch, the car dies, the battery's disconnected, and everything goes dead.
Really?
So if you
what do you mean? How do you drop the clutch?
So whenever you're on the gas and you're on the clutch, whenever you're going, you have to come off slowly off the clutch onto the gas.
Oh,
and
I
it's
see.
just a transition between the two.
Got it.
Now, if
you
you
have
miss...
to find a sweet spot, don't
yes,
you?
you do, or else you get stuck.
Yeah.
And whenever... Actually, I have missed the clutch in a couple couple races, and that's caused me to caused me to get rear-ended, and it ruined the whole field.
Oh, jeez.
It is rough. So
now I've driven a manual transmission my whole life. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So the difference is the torque.
What is the difference?
It really
torque and
because
horsepower.
if you drop the clutch on one of these cars, that thing spins so
the
fast.
torque is so high.
It'll shred the clutch plate.
Okay,
versus like in our cars, you and I do it. It's like
well, I mean, you do have to.
It's the same exact foot part,
but it's more precise.
So I'll never get. And Lex, I know I'm going to say this because I want you to hear it so you can laugh really loud. So I get out there and I follow this guy, this NASCAR guy around, and I'm like, man, I'm really starting to feel so because I was at Bristol.
Oh yeah,
I'm good. I'm got this now. I'm like, man, I'm really kind of rolling pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, man, I'm thinking I burned this thing up. We pull in, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. I get out, and my girlfriend at the time, she looks at me, she goes, why didn't you go any faster?
Oh my goodness.
Thanks. Number one, I was like, I thought I went really, really fast.
Yeah.
So we did a half mile. And I think I did it in.
That's 2 times around?
No, one.
That's one time.
One lap.
It's a half mile around?
Yeah, 1 lap. And I think I did it.
And you just turn left.
Yeah, you don't even
left
turn.
and fast.
You don't even turn. You just let it straighten out.
I got it.
And I think I did my lap in like 50 seconds. And I'm like, hey, that's not bad. And then those guys are turning them at what? Do you know how fast they turn them?
Gosh, I went to the last Bristol race, but I had to leave early, so I wasn't sure. But they turned that probably about half the time you did.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
even
quicker than that.
I want to say like 15 seconds, 20.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The first time I went to watch her race.
It's unbelievable,
she's number 5, by the way, and she's got Weird Medicine, sticker on there because we do sponsor
Support.
her.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Full disclosure. But I couldn't believe how when you come around the curve or whatever that you call it, and then she'd get on the straightaway and just floor it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It was cool. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, "That's Lexi. That's amazing."
And once you get on that gas, I mean, it's a different feeling. So we had the option to ride along with a professional, which I chose, of course. And so I climb in, and of course I barely fit in these cars because I'm big compared to most of these guys.
Yeah.
And the seats are so small.
They're tiny. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean,
I call them little fuckers.
Little fuckers. I about had a panic attack. Yeah. Because it's a metal seat, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, fuck, I can't breathe. And then it hits you with a 5-point, and I'm like, oh my nuts. So I'm like, holy cow. So this guy goes, well, how fast you want to go? I said, well, as fast as you want to go. We get out there, and this is the God's honest truth. Those banks at Bristol are so high. When we go into the banking, it was pulling me up so far that my head was on the roof and bending my neck to the side.
Wow!
And then we'd go back.
G-forces.
It was crazy.
Now the track you're on, has it got a cant to it?
So it does have a banking, but it's not as high. Okay. Newport Speedway, which is just down the street, is closer to Bristol. Bristol is in the 40-degree range, as well as Newport. Kingsport, I think, is in the 20s, maybe lower 30s. It's not as high, but it's a smaller track.
Do you know how they choose the banking angle? It's really interesting. If you took physics, you would know the answer to this.
I don't know, but I would love to.
There is there's a perfect angle that you can, and you can calculate this just using first year college physics. If you know the speed people are going to go around that thing, that if you bank it perfectly, you could have black ice on there, and they would still go around without sliding. And there's just a physical, mathematical formula for that. So they calculate the average speed, and then they'll make that average so that it's not pulling you up or pushing you down when you're going, between those ranges of speeds.
Yeah,
so if you're going too fast, it'll pull you up, and if you're going too slow, you'll go down. But if you're going just the speed that it was designed for, you'll go
almost
right down the middle.
You don't even
have to do anything. That's right.
Well, and that's what in Lexi. I'm glad she's here because I've got the question. So they were telling me that.
Yeah, we got to get to.
Yeah, when the
Scott's. Well, this is what I did.
Hey,
we got an expert in here.
Yeah, I'm totally like.
That's fine. You're just a fanboy.
I'm a fanboy on Lexi. But the guy was telling me when they set these cars up, like especially at Bristol, they have them set up so hard to the left that you can't even turn the wheels to the right because there's no need to. Because it's like there's no need to even turn to the left to the right. I mean,
to drive it off the track at some point, right?
Not far. Not far.
So I'll give you some insight on that, actually. Your steering wheel...
Shut up,
more
Scott.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's
Let her talk.
That's why she's here, yeah.
Your steering wheel, more than likely, for most drivers, has a line on it. And that line typically indicates where the front of the car end is at.
Yes.
And when you put that steering wheel on, it is so far to the right to keep you so you can go left.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yes,
So it'll turn.
I do, yeah.
It's already set up. So all you have to do is hold it straight, and you're holding at an angle. Wow. And it just goes straight at that angle. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's get to the thing that we were talking about. Then we'll just ask her every question we can think of. And if the waiting room and the Fluid family who are in the waiting room have any questions for Lexi, just put it in there. If you want to join the waiting room crew, which we call the Fluid family, go to youtube.com/@weirdmedicine, click like and subscribe and hit the notification button. Also click join. And if you want to join, you can, but click accept gifted memberships. I know Amy from Kentucky is in there and got a free membership today because Myrtle was giving out memberships. But
and a birthday coming up.
Yep. So if anybody has questions for Lex.
All right, y'all, gather round because Monet Exchange from Sibling Rivalry is here with an announcement. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Google Gemini. Now listen, the girls over at Google said, Monet, tell the children, so I'm telling you. U.S. college students get Google Gemini's Pro Plan free for 1 year. Use the best model in the world for multimodal understanding, so whether you're uploading a video to get feedback on your presentation, uploading a photo of your homework to ask for help, or transcribing notes from a lecture you missed, Gemini 3 Pro can help. And baby, if I had this in college, she would have been unstoppable. Picture it. Monet Exchange in the library, uploading a picture of my music theory homework like, Gemini, please help a diva out. Or recording my rehearsal videos for feedback instead of crying in the practice room for 3 hours. This would have been life-changing. Now, back to the goods. Sign up to get more access to Google's most accurate model, Gemini 3 Pro. Unlimited image uploads, pro-level image editing, higher limits in Notebook LM, Gemini in Gmail and Docs, 2 terabytes of storage, and more. You heard me, 2 terabytes. That's enough space to store every vocal warm-up, drag race look, and every photo your aunt sends you of her plants. Visit gemini.google/students to learn more and sign up. Terms apply.
The Who's Down in Who Newville were making their list, but some didn't know Walmart has the best brands for their gifts.
What about toys? Do they have brands kids have been wanting all year?
Yep, Barbie, Tony's, and Lego. Gifts that will make them all cheer.
Do you mean they have all the brands I adore?
They have Nintendo, Nespresso, Apple, and more.
What about...
So the Who answered questions from friends till they were blue. Each one listened and shouted, from Walmart? Who knew? Shop gifts from top brands for everyone on your list in the Walmart app.
This episode is brought to you by eBay. Buying parts for your car? You'll know that will it work feeling. But on eBay, buying parts is different. eBay's free returns means if it doesn't fit, or if it isn't what you expected, you just print a label, drop it off, and get your refund fast. No haggling, no stress, and at least 30 days to return any eligible item. Millions of parts, free returns. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay. Your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
So last episode we were talking about this Hans device.
Yes.
We talked about it a little bit. Scott knew something about it, but you're the expert. So tell us about just safety in general in these fucking cars because, I watched Dale Earnhardt die, and it didn't look like it was that big of a deal when it happened.
It never does. That's the problem.
Yeah. So talk to us about that.
I'll give you a head start. I am not an expert, but I will tell you everything I know.
You know more than we do.
Well, I will say
you use this stuff.
Yes,
so,
I do. Yeah. So in every car you're in, NASCAR requires this Hans device, which goes around your neck. Most of the time, it's carbon fiber with a couple of pieces of fabric underneath for cushioning.
Okay.
So this was made in 1985, I believe, but it wasn't taken serious until Earnhart's accident in 2001.
Okay.
So after that is when it was like, hey, we need this. Yes. Yeah. And after that, in 2003, NASCAR legalized it for everyone. So it doesn't matter what type of racing you do, Formula One, drag.
Even what you're doing?
Yep. Even what I'm doing.
So you have that in your car?
I do have the Hans device. And the 5-point buckle, as he mentioned in the Richard Petty experience, is in my car as well. And that connects to your Hans device, as well as your helmet, which connects to your Hans device.
So you've got all this stuff on. Are you able to move your head to look around?
It's so claustrophobic.
Really?
The seats that you're in, it's different for every car, but the seats that I'm in, I can't turn left and right. All I see is in front of me. So if you don't know
how do you know if there's somebody next to you?
Well, I'm relying on my spotter for that. Yeah.
Yeah, spotters. Yeah.
So my spotter, his name was Wade Day. I wasn't allowed to have mirrors in my car.
Because?
I needed to fully trust my spotter beside me, behind me, in front of me. Let him know if I was pulling the car or if I was going too far in.
They didn't want you to have mirrors because they wanted you to trust that it's like when they do instrument flight rules where they put cardboard over the windows on the planes and make them fly just trusting their instruments.
So where this was my first full year doing this, I guess he wanted to build that level of trust, and I'm really grateful for it. Because now I don't need mirrors where I go. Rather than checking like, hey, this guy's beside me. Hey, this. At first, I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it. I had no trust. I've never done this before.
But this guy knows what he's doing.
He does, yeah.
How does he know what he's doing?
He actually used to race as well, but he got out of it due to age, and now he is coaching and helping cars kind of locally in the area. So, yeah.
So, what? I wish we'd brought some recordings. Now, I set up your walkie-talkies. Are you still using those stupid walkie-talkies?
I am, yes. If it weren't,
they bought these Chinese walkie-talkies called Baofeng.
Oh, no.
And thankfully, I'm a ham radio operator, and I had used some of their radios, but you cannot figure out how to program these damn things unless you've done it before.
Hours.
And so they brought them over, and I set them up for them. But anyway, that was fun. So that's what you're using, is that? And you've got a little headset in there, and can you talk back to them?
We can talk back to them. Actually, I got my helmet programmed where my headphones are in my helmet, which I find so much easier than having to put them in my ears. It is so much better. It's louder. I can hear everything. It's clear. And then the radios that you use, we don't plug anything in. We plug a speaker, actually. So we got a connection cord to a speaker.
Okay.
And all the little friends I bring and my mom and dad sitting on the hill.
They can hear conversation.
Perfect. Yep.
That's cool. When and the kind of cool thing.
I came to see you. Your mom didn't have a radio where we could listen. Now I'm pissed.
Well, the cool thing about what she's saying too is for those of us who are fans but don't have, are obviously can't race, but having the ability to listen to the talk between the driver like Lexi and the team is really fascinating.
So it's not encrypted? You guys don't encrypt it?
No.
They just have everybody has different channels.
Everybody has different channels, and sometimes channels will overlap. That's why we have a backup channel, just in case that happens.
Would there be an advantage for someone in a different pit to listen to your thing?
I actually have a story.
Okay.
So that has happened to me before.
Okay, tell me about it.
Someone chimed in on my channel. I gave a close friend this, and they work for a different pit. I won't say who.
Okay.
But I came to the track.
Drama.
I came to the track to practice by myself. So we rented out the track just for me. This person shows up. They're up on the hill. I can't see them. But they talk into the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And they say, Lexi, you're doing great. That's all they say. And I'm like, who is this? Because I know my dad's voice. I know my coach's voice. That's it. And so this person's up on the hill, and we go to the track director. We're like, hey, what's happening here? And there's nothing we can do. So all this time where my coach has been...
No.
Lexi, you're doing great.
That's what it felt like. It was so creepy. But
Your creators chiming in.
all this time that we're like communicating essential things about the car, whether it's the angle the wheels need to be turned to, or it's the amount of air in the wheels, because that plays a big role. They're listening on. So everything we change to the car, they can change as well, which is their advantage.
Right.
So we ditched that and got a different one.
You know, is it legal for you to have encrypted conversations? Because I could set that up for you easy. That way they could listen, but they wouldn't be able to understand anything. It would just sound like static.
Gook.
I think that would be legal, other than the aspect that the track has to be able to listen as well.
Well, then it wouldn't be legal then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Which I don't find fair. Now, that might be a different rule in NASCAR, because I know there's no way they're talking to their driver without an encrypted line.
Yeah, you would think that'd be crazy. There'd be some advantage
But
there.
you know the powers that be are listening to every word they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if they hear somebody say, "I'm going to wreck that son of a bitch,"
Yeah, they'll
then it's
pull
like,
them
wait a
out.
minute.
Yeah. Now,
Wait a minute.
let me ask you this. When I was in the pit and your car was sitting there with the hood up, there was all kinds of shit hooked up to it.
Yes.
Like blowers and all kinds of... What's going on there?
So
I don't do that to my car.
Well, I hope not. Then we got some problems.
That'd be weird. No, that would be weird.
But whenever you go out, your car heats up. It gets up to about 120 degrees inside the car.
Inside?
Inside, where I'm sitting. And I have a whole
And you got
fire...
all that shit stuff on.
Yeah, I have a double layer fire suit on. I have my helmet, I have my 5-point, and I have the chair with the insulated seating. So it is hot as hell in that car. And then inside the hood, I can't even imagine. I'm not sure the temperature it gets to, but it is so hot where most times it's coming back smoking. So we have to do that before and after qualifying, before practice.
Just to cool it, keep it cool.
So the cooler the car is, the better it runs, the easier the better I should do.
How long could that possibly last, though? So you cool it down. You have a refrigeration unit or whatever, and you cool the engine down. Will it last 30 seconds before it's
it couldn't last
up
too
to
long.
heat?
But I think part of that too is probably my guess is that when you're sitting there, there's no air coming through the front end of the car to cool it off. Whereas at least when you're going forward and you're driving forward, you're getting some engine cooling there.
There's a couple things. We have a 4-inch ride height, so there's about 4 inches between the bottom of the car and the bottom of the ground. That's the only airflow you get. There is a ventilation system on the front that allows it to go inside, but there's not much you get. Maybe a couple degrees difference.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is fascinating. Because, they always told us, 100 years ago when you have radiator troubles, just to try to keep your car moving forward. Because it'll keep the engine cooler.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you
Somewhat cooler.
but as soon as you pull over, it's like, smoke everywhere.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's fascinating.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, it's very...
I love it.
So what's next? When do you graduate from the smaller tracks and hit the big time? Because I've told people, nobody that's watching this can tell because the microphone's in front of your face. But when you get out there on the track and take your helmet off, on your first NASCAR race, they're all going to go, Danica, who?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
She's terrible.
So when do you graduate to that?
I'm hoping in the next 3 to 4 years.
Really?
It is really, really difficult to get to that level, and you really have to want it. But I want it. I think about it all the time, 24/7. What could happen if I get there? This year we're going to expand a little bit. There's a couple of different series. IRHA is a new series that's coming, and it seems to be a lot bigger than what I'm in right now. But also I have to pick due to efficiency and how far it is, It's going to be really difficult to get to California all the way from here without having to pay like $3,000 just to get there, So it really just depends on the efficiency of the team and how well we do. But as of right now, I think we're going to spread out. We'll do a couple NASCAR weekly series, and then we might as well do the IRHA series, and we'll see where it goes from that.
It'll be with the car that you've got now?
Yes, that is for the 05 car. Now, something else that's brought about is the Super Cup car.
Okay.
That one has double the horsepower, and I actually ran it at Kingsport Speedway.
You have this a new? Is this the car your dad bought?
This was the very first car we bought. So this one is a yellow Super Cup car, which is closer to Cup cars, like the actual NASCAR series.
Yeah.
This is about as close as you can get without getting there. Not the series, but the car itself. So this car has double the horsepower, and it's a lot bigger.
Holy shit.
It's insane. But that is where I actually set a track record at Kingsport.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. It was my first time, and it was awesome. So we're going to
That's official? I mean, it counted, or was it in practice?
No, it's official. It's online. It's in the books. It's official.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it would be super hard, especially where you're talking about, because of the lack of slope.
Yep.
To really dial that in when you're driving that quickly.
That thing will spin out from under you.
You'll lose it in a second.
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever done any racing on dirt?
I have not.
God, I love watching dirt racing.
So
oh my God,
it is so much better.
It's so much better.
I know. I agree.
So much better.
Really?
But
my God, it's great.
It's
It's tough, though. It'd be
It
tough.
is.
It's
It
tough,
is.
yeah.
I took my dad.
Awful.
No, it's fabulous, man. I'm telling you.
I took my dad to a dirt race, and not even 2 laps in, the front car flips, goes on its side, and scales the wall. And when my dad looks at me, he just starts shaking his head. No, that was it. That was it, guys.
Oh my God, I love the dirt track, man. You talk about some guys that'll get after it.
You can
now.
drop.
They get after it. It's a good show.
I would be open to trying it. It looks
that's good.
amazing. But my dad.
It would be. I think it would be fun to drive it with nobody else on the track. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would enjoy driving with other people trying to beat me. That's fascinating.
So what we need to do is get our Lexi Arnold memorabilia now, because when you hit NASCAR, all that stuff's going to be worth something. So now, do you have anything to plug? You have Instagram that you want to plug? Now, listen, you're going to be a public persona. You're going to get a lot of attention, some of it very unwanted.
There's a lot of that. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that. I will say on Facebook, Lexi Arnold Racing, that's my biggest platform for racing, I think. I do interviews before and after races. I kind of give you a vlog of the process of going through a race day.
Wait, who's interviewing you?
Randall Perry. He does our track photography.
Oh, okay.
So what he does is he just does I'm tired by the end of the night, Lord.
Yeah.
But he tries to grab a little 5-minute clip. I talk about how I qualified, how I practiced, who my coach was, and all the conditions and whatnot.
Okay.
Cool.
Wow. Randall Perry. Uncle Steve does all those things, but that's okay. Get Randall Perry to do it.
No, you should come on down.
Stupid Randall. Yeah, one of my good friends, and he just
don't marry a race guy. Marry a nerd, and not one of those. I know. I'm telling you.
Here we go.
Don't do it.
You'll meet him tomorrow.
Paul
my God.
Steve. Don't listen to him.
Right.
Hey, you don't want to listen to either one of us when it comes to those certain subjects. But a friend of mine is, and he just recently passed away, was a NASCAR team owner. Larry McClure. He had Morgan McClure Racing, and they're from up in Abingdon, and they won Daytona 500.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were big time.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's not true. Daytona is a big deal.
That is a big deal.
It's a big deal. The Super Bowl, baby.
Well, let's see here. We got Galaga7737 says Lexi is lovely.
No.
Okay, Chris Mack says, does she piss herself during races or not?
I have indeed.
I hear the endurance drivers have to sometimes.
Well, I didn't do that for that reason. Mine was because I was scared. But I have seen others that have had to do that. Where I race, we do twin races, so it was 40 laps increments, so it's not long enough for that to happen, hopefully.
Yeah, unless you just really got poor planning skills.
Correct, yeah.
Let's see if there are any other questions for her in here. Let's see.
But a lot of comments on people's cars.
Yeah. A lot of people were talking about their cars.
Hilarious.
All right, very good. Well, let's take some questions.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap this one up. Sure. But, Lexi, if you think anything else you want to throw in there. I was hoping your dad would come.
Me too.
I wanted to hear him on the radio.
Did you know he crashed my car?
No.
No, he
okay.
did.
Tell us that story.
Okay, so I have 2 stories. One's with Super Cup, one's with late model. My late model is my pink and white one. That's my baby. And he drove that car, and he drove it straight into the wall.
What?
He turned it sideways. The front end completely damaged.
What?
The biggest wreck of the year.
How did he
in
do
my
that?
car? Well, he
was by himself on the track?
Well, I was actually in his car. as
Okay.
you've seen before. My
Yes.
old late model that I
Right.
raced last year is what he wanted to race this year. And so I was driving that, and we were having some daddy-daughter racing going on. Next thing I know, that thing goes into the wall, and
Oh God.
it was awful. The car was in
Crunched it.
pieces. Couldn't even pull it into the
You
trailer.
watched him do it?
I watched him do it.
Did you stop or did you keep going?
I stopped on the track. The
Yeah.
car was still rolling. I got out. I screamed.
Yeah.
I have never been more scared in my life for my dad's safety than
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
But luckily, the Hans device, which he was wearing, saved his head
Wow.
and his chest. So safety is key in that for sure. And then another time, the Super Cup, he turned that thing sideways. Same thing happened, straight into the wall.
You know, we old people, when we try to follow our children into things, it's always a problem. Liam was long distance running.
Yep.
And he was killing it. He was winning races and just doing really well. And I went, that looks like fun. I'm going to start racing again because I doing long distance running because I was long distance runner in high school.
Yeah.
And I probably did it 3 times, and I tore my gastrocnemius muscle in my leg, aka the calf muscle. And that was the most intense pain I've ever felt. I had to lay down on the track and just lay there and then just limp home because I had walked there or ran there.
Ego down.
Yep. So I can relate a little bit to Scott's like, oh, Lexi can do it. I know I can do it. And then boom, right into the wall.
I couldn't do it. Oh, hell no. I'm smarter than that.
Anyway, that's funny. Okay, here, Old Top 459 says, what are Lexi's thoughts on Hallie Deegan? She was the first woman to win a NASCAR ARCA series race. Her NASCAR career has kind of petered out, unfortunately.
I've been keeping track of that, and she has a brother who does motocross and bikes, so that's kind of how I figured out about Hallie. I watched Hallie, and I think that she has been a great female driver. I've seen other drivers. I won't say names because I don't like to put others down.
Yeah.
But I've watched her.
But they're whores.
Dirty whores.
Maybe. But I've seen a lot of driving, and I think hers has been decent for what she's been doing. Now, it is really hard for females in motorsports these days. The different treatment you get just being for having hair and being a female. So, I applaud her for her efforts and what she does. Her driving's decent. So, I mean, that alone, as long as you go out there and you maintain yourself and you don't crash into others, that's what people really want to see.
Right.
They don't want to see the whole track get stopped up because of one person. They don't want to see
because of somebody's incompetence.
Correct. There is a difference between bad driving and
just a crash.
Correct. And if you do that, there's someone out there, a female, who does that. And she has a higher name up there, but there isn't a lot of respect for that.
Yeah.
Now, some people like to see that. Old NASCAR was all about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like hockey.
Right.
For the fights.
Yeah. Everybody's about that, but it just really is different nowadays. So.
Okay.
I got one last question for her before we wrap it up. Is that good? Looks like
it's
hey,
a good one.
Lexi, when you first started racing,
It was Crystal Williams, 1331.
Crystal Williams, yep.
Yep.
Were there any funny traditions or pranks that older racers would do to the newbies? That's
That's
a
a
great
good question.
Was there
Yeah.
hazing?
Yeah.
No, there wasn't hazing where I was. I did get a bucket of bolts. That was my gift. It was a bucket of bolts, and they put a Christmas bow on it.
That was a comment on your
better
car.
than a bucket of nuts.
And then the only other thing I think, not hazing wise, but everybody will give you one love tap during the first race because I was passed by everyone. So
Really?
everybody will come up and give you a little tap and just move.
Oh, how
Yeah, they can do that. They have that kind of control.
As long as it's not a subsequential wreck and they actually intend to put you into the wall, they'll do a little love tap, let you know, hey, you're here, you're welcome.
But they can do that without wrecking either one of you.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Yeah. The control out there is
cool.
crazy.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. All right.
Cool, man.
Well, to hell with questions.
Yep.
What we'll do, let's wrap this episode up.
Cool.
And we'll take questions from the Fluid family and from you, the listener, because we got a ton of questions for this week. And we'll do that. How about that? I've got, let me see here. There it is. Well, thanks always go to Dr. Scott. Lexi, this was awesome.
No, thank you for having me.
No, thank you. You're going to hang out for the next show?
I might stick around.
Okay. We'll we'll answer medical questions. You might be able to toss something in on that.
Yeah.
It's, if you got
A
something.
new perspective.
Yeah, you never know. And I did call your dad to see if he wanted to come, and he said he would rather do paperwork than
Of course
come
he
over
did.
here.
Of course he did.
Oh, well. All right. Oh, yeah, Galaga 7737 says, my next read will be Hyperion. If you are into science fiction, Dan Simmons' Hyperion is basically the Canterbury Tales in outer space, where a bunch of people come together and tell stories, but he's a really good world builder and a really good storyteller, and that one comes highly recommended. The other 3 books in the series are somewhat controversial, but the last 50 pages of the 4th book make the whole thing worth it. Just trust me. Check out Dr. Scott at simplyherbals.net. That's simplyherbals.net for whatever, if you need something. Go to roadie.drsteve.com for the Roadie robotic tuner. And if you do that, I believe you still get a discount. Also, check out DabbleDice and the Troy Smith artwork posters. They're on foam board, and you can just stick them to the wall. They don't even need a frame. And the one that we've got right now is the Green Furry Monster, which is basically Tukey, and his puppet is Rocco. Well, let me put it this way. Let me change that. It's totally fictitious. No resemblance to people living or dead is intended, but it does kind of look like Tukey and Rocco. How about that? And then patreon.com/weirdmedicine, where all of these shows on video go there, because we do behind the scenes video live stream. Those go there immediately after, so you get the whole thing. And cameo.com/weirdmedicine. I will say fluid to your mama. And actually, one of my son's friends bought a Cameo for me, and I did all Cletus puns.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, it was all Cletus puns. So there you go. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Thank you to Dr. Scott. Thanks, Lexi. Lexi Arnold, number 5 at Lexi Arnold Racing on Facebook. Thanks to everyone who's made this show happen over the years. And many thanks to our listeners whose voicemail and topic ideas make this job very easy. Go to our website, drsteve.com, for schedules, podcasts, and other crap. Until next time, check your stupid nuts for lumps, quit smoking, get off your asses. We'll see you in 1 week for the next edition of Weird Medicine. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
All right, y'all, gather round because Monet Exchange from Sibling Rivalry is here with an announcement. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Google Gemini. Now listen, the girls over at Google said, Monet, tell the children, so I'm telling you. U.S. college students get Google Gemini's Pro Plan free for 1 year. Use the best model in the world for multimodal understanding, so whether you're uploading a video to get feedback on your presentation, uploading a photo of your homework to ask for help, or transcribing notes from a lecture you missed, Gemini 3 Pro can help. And baby, if I had this in college, she would have been unstoppable. Picture it. Monet Exchange in the library, uploading a picture of my music theory homework like, Gemini, please help a diva out. Or recording my rehearsal videos for feedback instead of crying in the practice room for 3 hours. This would have been life-changing. Now, back to the goods. Sign up to get more access to Google's most accurate model, Gemini 3 Pro. Unlimited image uploads, pro-level image editing, higher limits in Notebook LM, Gemini in Gmail and Docs, 2 terabytes of storage, and more. You heard me, 2 terabytes. That's enough space to store every vocal warm-up, drag race look, and every photo your aunt sends you of her plants. Visit gemini.google/students to learn more and sign up. Terms apply.